Hi there, this is called the Rusakov Verlinsky trap, and it's a beautiful little trap in a rare opening which is known as the Lopez, not to be confused with the Lopez, and the opening is also called the MacLeod attack. It follows the course of the fascinating game in Moscow 1947, played between two players that I'm not familiar with, Rusakov and Verlinsky. After e4 and e5, white goes for this very rare move c3, which, as I mentioned, is known as the Lopez or the MacLeod attack. Black can play any number of moves here. d5 strikes me as being particularly appealing, but knight c6 was played in the game. After d4, hitting the center, knight f6 targets the pawn on e4, and white here chooses to defend the pawn on e4 by pinning the knight on f6 with bishop g5. h6 hits the bishop, and this position has arisen several times in my database, where white will most commonly trade minor pieces on f6. But here we're looking at the bishop dropping back to h4, which can prompt black into playing g5, hitting the bishop, and so loosening up the pawn on e4. And that's exactly what black does. g5, the bishop drops back to g3, but now black's pawn on e5 is also loose. So here black chooses not to capture on e4, rather e takes on d4, and we've reached a position quite similar to some lines of the Ponziani opening. White doesn't capture back on d4 immediately, rather throws in an intermezzo with a move e5, an in-between move, hitting the knight on f6. And now, instead of moving the knight on f6, this is what black does. Black ignores that threat and plays d takes on c3, because now after e takes on f6, well, white could have actually played knight takes c3. It's got to be pretty much equal. Knight takes on c3. If white goes for what he thinks might be an advantage with e takes on f6, black doesn't take on f6, rather c takes on b2. That's hitting the rook on a1. White thinks he gets away with this okay, because he had planned to play queen to e2, which is check. And then if bishop interposes, bishop e7, queen takes on b2 would be around equal. However, after queen e2 check, black really can surprise white with this incredible move, interposing with a queen, allowing the queen to be taken. That's quite incredible, because after f takes on e7, winning the queen, bishop g7, gets the bishop out of harm's way, defends the pawn on b2, but the rook on a1 is going to drop as well. Black's going to queen, and black will be winning. After queen takes b2, white doesn't seem to have anything better than that. Then bishop takes queen, and the bishop's going to pick up the rook on a1 with a 1 position for black. So this has been called the Rusakov Verlinsky trap in the Lopez or the MacLeod attack. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.